This episode of The Young Turks brought to you by Jack Threads for the win.
A horrific video that was released by Color of Change. It's an organization that wants to hold the Houston Police Department accountable for their alleged police brutality. So we have a video that features a 15-year-old kid. His name is Chad Holley, and he was attempting to run away from police officers after a burglary. So I want you guys to watch the video and see exactly how the police officers responded to him running away.
It was an afternoon in March. A security camera captures the end of a Houston police pursuit. Burglar Chad Holley was trying to make a run for it. He's clipped by a police car. On the ground, he clearly puts his arms out in the surrender pose, then folds his arms behind his head before police move in. But look what happens next. The first officer stomps on his head. He's repeatedly kicked. We count 4 officers doing the kicking. Then one officer lands 5 separate kicks. It looks like the kicks are landing on Holley's head. You'll see more kicks. Holley has been on the ground, cops on top of him, all around him, for about 20 seconds. And then another police officer lands 5 heavy punches. The officer who did the kicking in the beginning does it again, this time from behind. Then he stomps on the back of Holley's legs. Then just before Holley is picked up to be taken to a patrol car, there's another lick.
All right, so that video, I think, perfectly describes what's going on and perfectly shows what's going on. Anybody who tries to argue that police brutality was not apparent in that video is crazy, okay? 4 officers at the same time kicking and punching him. One of the officers punches him 5 times, and this is all happening while he's laying on the floor, not moving at all. He is not resisting arrest. It's very clear from that video. I mean, it's crazy, and you would think a video like that would definitely get these police officers fired, except that is not the case. Several of the police officers that were involved in that video are still working for the Houston Police Department. Some of them got charged with misdemeanors, not a big deal. But, no real consequences for their actions, and that enrages me. So I'm glad that Color of Change just recently released this video.
Well, look, this makes me think that cops used to do this all the time, right? Now, it's a comical statement because I think I could hear everybody across the nation saying it once. Of course! And look, of course it's not all cops, but at the same time, obviously it's some cops, and they don't think it's that big a deal. The only thing that's changed is cameras. And it's kind of like the protests in Egypt or Tunisia or Libya. You know, before they would have protests and then the protesters would get crushed. We just didn't see it on TV, right? And seeing it on TV makes a big, big difference. And it causes the whole world to be concerned and spring into action and for there to be consequences. And now in the case of the police, I don't know why they can't, some of them, I guess the ones that commit the brutality, can't get through their thick skulls that there are cameras everywhere. You can't get away with it anymore, thank God. No. Now, I'm sure they still get away with it in a lot of instances, but you're also going to get caught a huge percentage of the time. So when a guy surrenders and is on the ground, no matter what he did to infuriate you earlier, don't kick him in the head.
No, exactly. And look, Cenk, you make a really good point about the videos. The thing is, police officers throughout the country and various police departments know that there are videos out there, and they know that they're being held accountable for their actions. And they don't like it. That's why they're trying to pass legislation that would ban people from videotaping them while they're on the job. And I am 100% against that legislation. Videos like this hold people accountable so they don't go ahead and do things like this in the future, okay?
Yeah, people who are against videos, all they're saying is, I don't want to see it, right? Mm-hmm. Because, like, that means you think it's okay or you're fine with it. You just don't want to personally witness it. Just do it outside of my eyesight. Because there's no other explanation for it. I mean, like, what's the rationale for not having a video if it shows you the problems? There's no rationale.
Right. Their rationale is that it basically interferes with them doing their job.
Which is kicking people in the head after they've given up.
All right, Jayar wanted to say something.
You know, if this makes such a bad, you know, it puts a bad light on police officers everywhere. And, you know, they say, oh, well, not all cops are like that. You know the argument that a lot of conservatives say when they're like, oh, you know what? Well, the good Muslims, the quote, the good Muslims should tell all the terrorist Muslims they should condemn it and make sure that they knock it down and talk down to it. Maybe the good officers should point out and say these guys are bad guys. They're not police officers. They're real police officers. They don't do this bullshit like this. So point out and don't always just say, oh, you know, we're this group is our family. We have to defend everyone. No, if they do something like this, you point out these are bad guys and we're not like this. These guys are like this. Point them out and get them away from you.
You know what? That's such a brilliant point by JR. I hadn't thought of it that way at all. But that's a great analogy. Because, you know, right now, Peter King from New York, congressman, is going to do a whole investigation in the House on all Muslims in the country. And one of his main points is, well, the rest of you Muslims better turn everybody in, and you better condemn them strongly. Well, first of all, we do condemn them strongly. Like, if there's terrorists, a lot of times it is Muslims who turn them in, and they condemn all the clerics and Muslim clerics in the country condemn every one of those acts through the roof, but the press doesn't cover it. So what more do you want? Do you want them to put 3 press releases instead of 2? You want them to scream louder? So there's nothing they can do to satisfy people like Peter King. But when you turn around and talk about it in terms of the cops, they're like, well, look, come on, cops got to stick together. It doesn't matter how terrible anything any cop did is. We got to stick together.
Right, and you know, when it comes to the Houston Police Department, they definitely are sticking together. In fact, they released a statement saying that this video is just an isolated case, isolated incident. Everyone is blowing it out of proportion. Except, I have some numbers for you guys that'll blow your mind. Misbehavior is rampant among Houston police, with more than 14,000 complaints against the HPD officers over the past 6 years. 14,000 complaints. That's a massive amount of complaints, okay? So yeah. There needs to be some accountability. There need to be people who pay consequences for this type of BS.
And look, let me add one last thing. Look, my guess is that they have done police brutality to, of course, all the races, right? Because once you do brutality, you're not going to really stop, right? And it's part of the culture, unfortunately. But are they more likely to do it against minorities and to kick the crap out of a black kid who's running away? Come on, keep it real.
My last thing on this, wasn't Houston also the place where those cops went to the, I think he was a mixed kid or a black kid or something, who was the baseball player, the son of a baseball player, and he was coming home and they were like, why are you in this neighborhood? And he got out and they rushed the house and his mother came out mad. That was Houston, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, you know what they did? They shot that kid. And he was parked in his car in his driveway.
Oh my God. I had forgotten about that story.
Right. And the mom had come out and said, that's my kid. I just came out of the house. That's our car. They shot the kid anyway. Now, he didn't die. He's all right. But, yeah, that was in the Houston area.
Jack Threads is a new sponsor for TYT. They're a members-only online shopping club. But because you know us, you're going to get in. Aren't we cool? But here's the key part to it. 80% off. Hello. Up to 80% off of some of the top apparel lines in the country. Game over.
Right.
So go to jackthreads.com/TYT because it's free to join and you get all those discounts and you avoid the pain in the ass. The ending of this commercial is a little schwang wang wang.